right, next episode, we are up here in the tundra of Massachusetts, and it's cold, and the Quattro's cold, but the Quattro's inside. We got to this shop that we sent it to, Advanced Technologies, up in Gloucester. Very nice people. They've worked on a handful of my Audis in the past, and Lee, the owner, is a super Audi nerd. He knows everything about these engines, these cars, kind of every year model Audi, whatever. Really good dude. So as soon as I posted that I'm buying it, he's like, I want to be the one to do it. And I was like, great, here it is, let's do it, and shipped it up. So we're gonna go inside. He's pulling the car in a lift right now, so we're gonna kind of go over head to toe. He's going to tell us what he found. He's going to tell us that the cardboard in the last video did or didn't make it. You'll see. And we're going to go find out how bad this is going to be on my bank account. So let's go inside. Hello. Sorry. This is my baby. She's beautiful. Barn find. 140,000 miles, I think, give or take. This is Lee. Good to see you. So we shipped it up to Lee a few weeks ago. He's been poking at it. So would love to have Lee kind of take the lead here and give you guys an explanation, go head to toe on what he found, how bad it's going to be to fix it, and maybe some potential solutions. So I'll turn it over to Lee.
So this is the most immaculate cube, an ERC, that I've seen in a long time. So if you follow me, the engine bay, this engine bay has not been, let's use the word molested. It has not been touched, it has not been modified. It even has the original cardboard from 1982.
Yeah, I might have put a hole in that in the last video by accident, but.
So our plans are, this engine is outdated, very hard to get parts for. Some of the guys in the comments right now are probably screaming, saying, no, you can get the parts for it. We're going to actually update and go to an AAN. That's from the C4 body, ranging from 92 to 96. We're going to go an S4 or an S6 engine, also known again, if I didn't say it already, an AAN engine. And we're going to go for conservative 350 to possible 400 and change horsepower with some modifications.
Just to chime in on the last video, so Brianna had mentioned the difference in the 10 valve and the 20 valve, and I think the 20 valve, which is the AAN that Lee's talking about, I think came in the earlier Quattros in Europe is what Brianna was mentioning, but in America, like Lee said, in the 90s, it came in the S4 and the S6, so we're probably going to look for a donor car, just so we have all the other parts in addition to the engine or transmission or whatever we find that Lee tells me is wrong with this car. So that's the plan, but we'll keep you guys updated. But anyways, Lee, continue with...
This engine is a WX engine, 10 valve. That's what, you hear us throwing these...
acronyms.
Yeah, the acronyms out is AAN and WX and a whole bunch of other things. And this is a WX engine.
And this one, again, so like, hypothetically, I know we've kind of briefly chatted about this, but like, would it be stupid if I was like, Lee, I want to keep this 10 valve, like, can we rebuild it? Or is like the no-brainer move 2.2 20
valve? The no-brainer is the 2.2. This one, yeah, we can rebuild this, but we're talking more time.
Finding
more
parts.
Money, and a lot harder to get the power that you're wishing. And reliably, like you can go from, an AAN, we can still find the parts. If you drove from here, doing a rally, to the Carolinas or even Florida. Doing this, and if you develop a problem
screwed.
On a rally, that would be easier finding a needle in a haystack.
Right.
Than to get the parts for this thing in a timely manner.
Gotcha. Okay.
Let me put this thing up.
Yeah.
You guys underneath. Remind you, 1982 and almost no rust. The exhaust is all original till it gets back here.
Till it gets back there.
Right, so it still even has the catalytic converter. North America Cat.
Okay.
So no one even took it out, which I'm very surprised.
Yeah.
And it does have a rear muffler. I cannot remember the name, and I hope
so. This is like an aftermarket kind of.
Yes, but this is the stainless one right from here.
Yeah.
You had to do some little modifications underneath that.
Yeah, but this is someone installed an aftermarket. Ooh, you got a little dust falling on you. So someone installed an aftermarket exhaust system.
Yeah, but this one, you're talking almost $1,000 for this rear muffler, because for this car.
Well, how are the brakes? Because pushing it's a nightmare. I heard one of the calipers are seized.
Yeah, so what I found is, Someone took the brake pads out because they probably had rust-jacked brake pads.
Yeah.
And they decided not to put a piece of wood or grind down the brake pads to fit them back in. They just took them out, never notified anybody,
So
and someone pressed on the brake pedal quite a few times and blew the piston right out of the caliper.
someone put the brakes back together without a
the
brake pad.
pads, yes.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not qualified to do brakes, but I feel like I would put a pad in somehow.
Yeah,
even if it was wrong.
Grind the ears
Just,
down.
even if it was wrong, I feel like I'd put one back in, you know?
Some guys, if they know it's going to be a parking lot queen,
Not put pads.
pieces of wood in there. Just put pieces of wood in there.
Yeah.
And a note saying don't put the brakes.
Right,
put a piece of wood there just so it doesn't blow the piston out in case someone accidentally.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a Billy Bob way to fix something, but it's a temporary where no other thing gets damaged.
Okay. So I'm assuming, I heard a Porsche brake swap is smart on these,
Yes,
or like?
you can do two different ones. You can do the 911 or the Boxer.
Okay.
We can do big
Just
red.
different based on price, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming either one is better than these,
the Boxer ones would be easier to fit with these rims.
because these are like 16s or 15s or something.
15s or 14, 15s.
15.
15.
Which somehow, I went through the Carfax, which I didn't even look at the Carfax until after I got the car, because I was like, it's a barn find, who gives a right? Apparently, there was a few things done in like 2022, 2023, and I was like calling these shops. He had the wheels powder coated.
Yeah, they do look like they've been redone.
The car didn't run. Why are you powder coating the wheels?
I don't know.
A year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah, I saw that, and I not saw the paperwork, but I'm looking at it.
Yeah, they were powder coated 2 years ago. Also, I don't know if you looked in the trunk, there's a brand new clutch.
Yes.
So I called one of the shops on the Carfax. It said they changed it. I called it. They were like, no, we just sold him. It must be this clutch. Because this, again, was the same shop that did the wheels. So we have a clutch which we can use, or like even if we get a 6-speed, or no? Or,
but if you can find a donor that maybe has a clutch that's been updated,
yeah.
you can use that clutch.
and then sell this or whatever.
A lot of times the S4 and S6, the C4 body, a lot of the owners upgrade to at least a stage 2 minimum.
To push power.
Just the power.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys will be pushing the power. At least an MTM stage 1 or stage 1 plus.
Okay. No, I'm excited. These tires, I mean, the tires are not that worn, but I'm guessing they're probably like old.
2016 date code.
Oh, 9 years? Yeah. Oh, yeah, 50, yeah. Okay, well, we should replace these as well.
Yeah,
Jay, Boston Mobile Tire, Jay?
Some of the Audi guys don't know, these things came with 2 oil filters.
Huh.
You had a primary and a secondary oil filter right from the factory.
Oh, damn. So is this like like a nightmare to do oil changes on?
Nightmare to find them. So this one's easy, this oil filter.
Yeah.
That one is not as easy.
To get to it,
If you
yeah.
had the part numbers written down and you ordered a week in advance, yeah, you can find it. But most shops or even...
Oh, just because it's a 10 valve.
yeah,
so
exactly. The AN does not use 2 of them. Only this engine.
Got it. Okay.
I don't know why. I don't think I think they thought with high revving and everything like that, they needed that for the volume. I'm recommending to do a full gut. Take everything out,
right.
make everything clean, everything the way as if the factory did it.
Right. Well, that would look the best.
Yes, it would. It would look the best. But some people want the purest or nostalgic, and like they want the front intercooler, where it has very bad airflow right here. But some guys want that.
But like if you, so assuming we're going to try and do the AAN,
Yeah.
does that come with a front intercooler as well?
Yes.
But you're saying we would move it?
Yes.
Got
We
it,
would have
okay.
to
Like a top mount or a front mount or like a...
It's going to be a front mount.
Okay.
But what we run into is, look how close your engine is right here.
Yeah, there's no room. There's no room for
more
anything.
than 1 inch.
Yeah.
So there's no more than 1 inch right there.
So how do you...
That's the fun part.
Oh,
So the
okay.
and everything that. So a lot of times, the reason
You
why
can't even
when
fit an
you-
intercooler there.
Yeah. So with a 10 valve, you can go straight on, perpendicular with the radiator.
Yeah.
With the 20 valve, we have to angle it. It's at an angle,
Interesting.
and
And you've done a few of those swaps before,
yes,
right?
I have.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. Cool. I'm still learning, like obviously through you and Peter and the internet, like how cool and rare like these actually are. And like I was like, yeah, I like how it looks. Like initially I was like, holy shit, like 1, I'm an Audi guy. 2, it looks awesome.
It looks unbelievably awesome. Again,
This is normal?
that is normal. There's usually a body plug there,
Oh, okay.
but usually that goes right in your trunk, right where the spare tire would be.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a small little space saver.
Okay. I think next step to your point is, so why, I know we've briefly gone back and forth about this, but like, why find a donor car versus just buying an engine or like the other parts?
Engine, that would be the cheapest part right now, but then we need the engine harness, the ECU, the engine
Well,
brackets.
that wouldn't come with like buying an engine?
Some guys do sell the engine harness, some guys don't. It all depends on, if they wanted to.
That's fair.
Then we would look at some of the coolant hoses that we need to use. Then some other things. So it's cheaper to actually buy a donor car and then possibly sell. We don't want to...
Whatever's left, kind of.
And give it back to the community. Analog, everyth's still analog. And the
gauges and stuff?
The gauges, we're going to get them all working.
Yeah, there's a digital upgrade I think we were talking about.
Yes, DigiDash. If we can find a DigiDash, that was cool.
Fair. If you're watching this video and you know where you can get a DigiDash for an 83 Quattro, please comment and let us know. A little blue. I don't know why it's blue tint.
So the tint that they made this, or made the tint out of, slowly would turn purple.
Huh.
I don't.
Oh, just over the years.
Yeah, the UV light started turning it purple.
Yeah.
A bluish purple.
Okay. I mean, it's not
Bad.
terrible, but it's not ideal, but it's not terrible.
No. But it's not like the nice.
This is my
ceramic
favorite
tint.
glass cleaner too. It's
Yeah,
really
it
good.
is.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, again, we're talking stupid little details at this point, but yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like but again, I'm trying to balance making it mine, making it cool, and like making it hypothetically sellable if I don't want to keep it forever, which I think I do want to keep it, but at some point, who knows? Like I don't want to make it like, it's something that people are gonna be like, whoa, that's makes it, or whatever. I don't know.
The trunk releases. Look at your.
Yeah,
right
I
here.
did it. Oh, I didn't know
That's
that.
the only way to get into the trunk is by that little.
I think we were looking at that last time and we couldn't figure it out. How did I open it? I think we tried the key. There was some way we ended up figuring it out. That's cool. Oh, we got a little graveyard of stink bugs in here too. God. This chunk?
Useless trunk.
Oh, it's tiny, yeah. I thought my R8 trunk was bad. This is like the same size. This is
That's it.
barely bigger than my R8 trunk. What's
No,
this? What's
so-
this? Like blinker, or not blinker fluid?
No, that's your blinker fluid.
Windshield
Yes.
washer
No,
fluid.
you got that one, man.
Oh, God.
So someone had the intentions or did hook up.
Oh,
The
yeah.
six-pack.
They had to have been installed. One, it's rusty. Two, it's cracked.
Yeah, and they made their own thing.
These had to have been installed at some point. Yeah, there's like paint shit on this.
Yeah. But that's you know what's here scary? This is the only thing that's scary. The fuel tank is not underneath the car.
Is it right behind the back seat?
Right behind here, right?
That's not good.
Right there.
That's not good. Wasn't there a car that got like recalled because it had that and it would explode if you got rear-ended?
Pinto?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Great. Again, half kidding, but though, like, would we have to replace the fuel tank because it's been sitting for
I
however
have to send
long?
A camera down in there.
Okay, got it.
It's possible, but
But that's like a get it running and then look.
Yeah, but before, once we start this project, I'm gonna definitely send a camera down there because then trying to find a fuel tank for this thing. It's not impossible. It can be.
Can you steal that from a donor or probably not?
Not from a donor like a
S4,
it has
S6
to
or-
be like
okay.
a coupe or something like that.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty useless, but it's honestly, it's enough for like a rally, which again is my whole thought behind getting this going. I can fit a suitcase in here, one, small one, and a backpack,
Yeah. And then you give all the rest of the stuff to the other rally.
Right.
now, but you carry this-
Literally, yeah. Okay. No, this is washer fluid, yeah?
No, blinker fluid now. That I'm gonna get something and I'm gonna have it engraved saying blinker fluid only.
Oh,
That was good.
God.
Not gonna let that one go.
Yeah, thank you.
Now,
This is
not
awesome.
cracked. Usually they crack right on here. This is the weak point right here.
I love this. This is factory?
Yes, factory.
That's sweet. And these, I'm assuming, I'd have to make new
Yes.
stickers, or have new stickers made or whatever.
So let's get the car running first.
Right. I'm talking big fact. I'm dreaming. I'm getting excited.
Yeah, we can do it.
Okay.
Anything possible.
I'm getting excited.
Let's get this thing running, skateboard, and then we should do a shakedown.
Sure.
on it. And then after that, it's we got this. Oh,
Right.
the dash is rattling. We move on to that.
All right. I'm gonna hunt for an AAN. So say I find an AAN or a donor car or whatever.
Yeah.
I know we already talked about time frame of like when you're available to start working on it, but what's the time frame when you get the engine here, like putting an engine in and making it run? Like a week, a month, 2 months?
All right, so
a year?
I'm going to have both vehicles right here.
Sure.
One's going to...
Oh, the donor and
the donor. That's the best way to do it. I'm going to need about 2 days total.
To rip this?
Rip everything out of here.
Yeah.
Then about 2 more days on the donor.
Rip.
Do it properly. Take everything out. The hardest part is to get the entire harness off.
Oh, you mentioned that, yeah.
The donor car.
Yep.
The engine and the transmission and everything, not the hard part. The mechanically is not the hard part. Getting the electrical harness out without damaging what we need.
Okay.
Now I need a full day of mock-up. We put the AN and the transmission in, do mock-up. There are a couple.
It's a lot of custom stuff?
Not a lot. So the engine brackets, yes, and the engine mounts. Some shops or companies have made the engine brackets. I will be reaching out to them.
Sure.
Because it's going to save you in the long run some money versus me sitting here.
Having to make it and
weld it up, bracket it up, mock it up. All right, take everything down, make it better.
Yeah.
Then reinstall. Once that's in, all right, laying the electrical, getting it in the engine bay, that's not a problem.
Good,
it's
okay.
then trying to integrate it into this car to get us, integrating it into the system.
Got
and
it.
having everything work.
Sure.
AN has the entire,
different parts.
everything analog for the coolant temp sensor, oil pressure, multiple other things. Then we have to wire it into the dash. Then we work on the cooling system and then the charge system, the boost, as some kids say.
Sure.
And location, meaning where we want to put the intercooler properly. This does have 2 radiators. We had a primary radiator, we had a secondary radiator right here.
Sure. And the AAN is the same?
No, the AN used a larger radiator, which was just one big
Oh,
radiator.
the one we talked about, the angled.
Yep, so when we put the AN, the other engine that you could do is a 3B, which was a 20 valve, but it did something else. And it's just, anyways, we'll just...
Not worth it.
We will have to move this radiator sideways slightly, or we do a 3B intake manifold, water manifold, a whole bunch of other things.
Sure.
Good God, these brakes got to go.
Yeah.
The hydrostatic brakes.
And I'm assuming like these are probably meant for 180 horsepower, going 60, right? Like I'm assuming they're not meant for like driving long distances or more power or more speed than like in 1983.
Yeah, the Hydro Boost use pressure off of the power steering, went to accumulator, and then give you assist that way versus using vacuum.
Sure, okay.
But it used more room. We had a lot more components all spread out throughout everywhere. And the Hydro Boost system, I did just say the hydrostatic, excuse me. It's not a hydrostatic, it's a Hydro Boost system. And it's just spread out. We're going to get rid of that and go to a vacuum booster system. It saves a lot more. This moves back to about here.
Sure.
So we save over about almost 8 inches of room of that engine bay. So we're able to move this all back.
Nice.
When's the last time you've seen this?
There's always a joke. Every one of these videos, somehow it gets made. It's okay. Keep it fun. No, that's awesome. Okay. So again, overall, 2 days to rip out, 2 days to that. So we're talking.
I'm gonna have a solid week minimum just doing
just the swap prior to wiring and stuff.
Yes, wire, cooling, plumbing, everything like that. I'll probably have easily right off the bat 2 weeks of solid labor in this thing, doing it properly.
Right. No, and that was part of the reason why I reached out to you. Obviously, like I've worked with you before, and like I know you're one like. You know a lot about these, and you're like, I'm gonna do it right, not cut corners to get it done and whatever. I'm like, I know it's gonna be expensive, like we talked. Like,
so you can come here,
right?
Hit the key, go.
Right.
And not have to like worry about you breaking down in Rhode Island.
Right. No, that'd be nice because everyone I know with a project car, Brianna, we literally drove like 40 minutes, and then we were 5 minutes from our house, and it died.
Right.
But like no idea why. Like we pulled it in, did diagnostics, logged it, like everything, can't figure out what's wrong with it. So to your point, I want to make sure like that would be amazing if I don't have to worry about breaking down all the time. That would be great.
So if you factor in the hack jobs, throw it in underneath that.
Yeah.
The times you break down underneath that, and let's just say you have 100 hours into it total of the hack job. Now, if I charge you like 80 hours, I'm making up a number here. 80 hours,
Sure.
You're still paying for it, but you don't have that.
But then you're...
Hey, Lee, I broke down. Hey, Lee, I have a coolant leak. Hey, Lee, this light's on. Why is this? Hey, Lee, the thing won't start now. and I had it done in 20 hours.
Right.
But
now it's screwed. Yeah.
Now you're.
No, take your time, do your thing. I'm practicing patience. I'm going to assume I'm not driving it at all this summer. If I am, I'm excited.
Awesome.
I'm amazed. If you call me in, what are we in? February? End of February?
Yeah, February.
So you're working on this, March, April. Honestly, if everything you've said is accurate schedule-wise, mid to end of summer, I might be, not like, long term, but like coming up here for a shakedown midsummer might be doable.
Yep. The one thing that'll be scary right now is
stopping.
Just stopping. Yeah, no brakes. Is the rack? It hasn't been moved.
The steering. Yeah.
The seals could dry up. They can leak. I've seen them also. A month later, all of a sudden, it's like no power steering.
Which this has, I'm assuming,
Yes.
some form of power steering, but no ABS, right?
No ABS.
Okay. Which whatever.
Yeah,
it's
no.
an old car. Very cool. Well, thank you. Appreciate you taking this project on.
Oh, yeah.
Excited for the headaches.
There's a reason why I have no hair.
That's it. You can't lose any more.
Yeah, no. All the gray's now going right here.
Exactly. Exactly. But stay tuned for the next episode where we will be hopefully finding either an engine or a donor car or something. Like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
The tape was still on the car too, so there was blue tape
it might have been
all over the car.
It might have been on, like hanging on by a thread when it arrived, and then overnight the wind could have blown it off. Is what potentially could have happened. Right.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
See, I'm just saying, great tape jobs.
Let's pretend like we're at Sesame Street. Yeah. All right.